All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Much peace and blessings to all you since I came out there that's pushing this 100% truth with all sincerity, faith, and with charity. This is your brother Osh from the Great Millstone Miami Camp, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. The Lord willing, this lesson is edifying unto the elect. This is going to be a quick lesson, okay, straight to the point, going into protecting your seed, okay. This is for the men of the nation of Israel, okay, starting with the elect. This is general advice that all men can take, but of course these videos is only to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, okay. Protect your seed. Control your lust. And sexual discipline is a must. Okay? Protect your seed. Control your lust. Sexual discipline is a must. And there's a plethora of scriptures throughout the Holy Bible that can be applied to this message, that can be brought out. But I'm just going to read Proverbs, the 5th chapter. I'm just read it straight through, real fast, real quick. And I'm just going to read it in the NLT. For the simple fact that it hits hard. It hits harder than my father with the extension cord back in the day. Okay. Gotta have fun with this thing, but let's go straight through, all right? This is Proverbs, the 5th chapter in the NLT. Starting at 1, it says, "My son, pay attention to my wisdom. Listen carefully to my wise counsel." Now remember, this is King Solomon writing, right? The most wisest king who ever lived, right? Who had 1,000 wives, by the way. And he said none of them right. Okay? So this is wise counsel. Verse 2. It says, "Then you will show discernment, and your lips will express what you've learned." Right? And that's what this thing is all about. You gain knowledge, wisdom, understanding, which to truly gain wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you have to apply it to your life. Okay, of course, we can all be mockingbirds and mimic what we've heard and go on the streets and teach and do these videos and go into certain topics and break it down correctly to a degree. But if you haven't really lived it, you haven't really practiced it and applied it deeply, truly, you don't know what you're talking about. And it's going to be found out eventually. Okay? But the name of the game is to take what we've learned and share it. Okay? But again, you got to live it. Okay, so this is another one of those real life videos. Just talking about some real life stuff, man. Okay, verse 3. "For the lips of an immoral woman are as sweet as honey, and her mouth is smoother than oil." And that's your modern day woman. They're all immoral. Okay? The lips, Jake like them DSLs, right? We all do, right? It's normal, it's natural, right? But let's keep reading. "But in the end, she is as bitter as poison, as dangerous as a double-edged sword." Right? Like you had that song back in the day. "If I were you, I'd take precaution. That girl is poison." Right? This is something as old as as time itself. But here we are in the last days, and these women are more poisonous than they've ever been. Yet a lot of our men in the world and that know they're Israelites still don't really seem to get that. Okay. Verse 5, it says, her feet go down to death. Her steps lead straight to the grave. Right. These women can get you killed. Straight up. If they don't kill you themselves, they can get somebody else to kill you. Or get you to kill yourself. Or get you to just drop dead. I've seen it with my own two eyes. This ain't something I heard. Okay, this is something I've witnessed. Alright? More than once. Okay, verse 6. For she cares nothing about the path to life. She staggers down a crooked trail and doesn't realize it. And that's the modern day women, especially the so-called black women. They don't care about life. They don't care about nothing good. They're just pure evil. And they know it. And they don't give a damn. And the more of a light you have within you somewhat, the more they want to dim that. Okay? They want to lampshade you. Why? Because they're Satan in the flesh. And that's their job. And they will do it if you allow them to. Okay? Verse 7. So now, my sons, listen to me. Never stray from what I'm about to say. Stay away from her. Don't go near the door of her house. Right. Leave these chicks alone. Especially Keisha. Okay. We have to, I'm speaking to myself first, of course, but we have to learn to practice sexual discipline. And it's gonna get into it. I don't want to speak too much on it. The scripture's gonna explain it perfectly. Okay. If you do, you will lose your honor and will lose to merciless people all you have achieved. Strangers will consume your wealth and someone else will enjoy the fruit of your labor. Right? What happens in the so-called family court, divorce court, child support court? Right? Jake will get with these women because they don't have any sexual discipline and put babies in them or sign contracts, really selling their souls over to these women and to the state just to please a woman. And when they bring you through the ringer, you end up broke. Right? You end up with your license revoked. You end up with all type of, your check is gone. You can't do what you want to do anymore. Shit, some men may get arrested. Right? And all the while, the judge is getting paid off of it. The lawyer's getting paid off of it. The lawyer's children are being put through school off of your hard-earned money. And the so-called black woman don't give a damn. She's just happy to see you suffer. But it's your fault. You did it to yourself. Alright? In the end, you will groan in anguish when disease consumes your body. Right? Hey. So sometimes you get burned. That's a thing. That's a real thing. You get burnt dealing with these women. Now, of course, this is all going ultimately into, this is twofold. Going into that immoral woman being these false philosophies, but I'm keeping it physical. Because this definitely applies physically to these women out here. Okay, not even on a deep spiritual level, on a carnal level. Which Yahweh Shai said, what if I believe I was, or maybe I was Paul Salakia. If I speak of carnal things, you understand, how can you gonna understand the spiritual things? Roughly paraphrasing. Right? Verse 12, you will say, how I hated discipline. If only I had not ignored all the warnings, right? These women be having red flag after red flag after red flag after red flag. The first red flag is the hair. The hair may actually be red. Or some other crazy color, right? The eyelashes, the nails. Just, those are the initial flags you can see. Right? Then as soon as they open their mouth, that's a whole nother red flag. Right? You find out some of these women got children already they don't take care of. They treat their family all type of ways. All type of rough ways. No dad in her life. Or if she did, she rebelled. Just red flag after red flag after red flag. And Jake still be like, I could change her. I could conquer her. You know, I'm not like the other men. I could, you know. Even though you destroyed 1,000 men already, you can't destroy me, because I'm special. Okay. Right? Oh, why didn't I listen to my teachers? Why didn't I pay attention to my instructors? I have come to the brink of utter ruin, and now I must face public disgrace. Right. You're going to get chewed up and spit out. And everybody told you, leave that chick alone. Everybody saw the red flags but you. And now you all effed up and looking stupid. Right? Drink water from your own well. Share your love with your own wife. A lot of the time, you know, Jake already have a wife. Jake already have a woman the Lord bless you with. And she may not be the best woman, of course. Ain't none of them good. But she might be decent. But just because you know the truth, you know you couldn't have a second woman. You stuck on that. Well, that's, you know, one level of wisdom or understanding. Knowledge is knowing you can have another woman is not a sin. But the next level is why? What's the point? Having one woman should be a headache enough. Now, if the Lord just puts you in the position where you got another woman, cool, but you shouldn't be, if you already got one, you shouldn't be looking for another one. Apostle Paul said if you don't have one, don't look for one. So if you already got one, why are you looking for another one? Right? You know, just being real, just being honest. A lot of these women, they know you got a woman, and they may act like they down to be a second wife, but really they just want to take you away from the first one. They just want to destroy your situation, a happy situation, because they're evil and they hate each other. And she don't really want you. She just want to F up what you got. Right? Verse, but it says, drink water from your own well, meaning stop being thirsty. Have some discipline. Control your lust. Hey, I'm gonna keep it real, man. I'm in Miami, born and raised. You come down here, you gonna see beautiful women left and right, all day long, 24/7, ass and titties everywhere. Okay. So I'm not a brother that's in the middle of nowhere talking about this. I know what I'm talking about. Okay. But I've been there, done that. So I can speak on this. You know, I've been undisciplined, and now I'm being disciplined through the Spirit. So I'm talking what I know. All right. The Lord can spare you from certain situations through your ignorance and your youth. But once you come to a certain age in this truth, you are expected to know better. And if you don't do better, the Lord will deliver you unto your lust. And that's a scary thing. Okay? Seen it happen. All right? This is a key point, verse 16. Why spill the water of your springs in the streets? Having sex with just anyone. Okay? That's being what? Undisciplined with your rod. Just slinging dick left and right. You just busting nuts uncontrollably. I'm gonna keep it G. I'm gonna keep it raw. No pun intended, okay? What do you think that spill the water of your springs is talking about? That's talking about your male virility, your vitality, your seed, which is extremely precious. Okay? If you only knew what your body goes through to produce that seed, you know, when you bust, your testosterone go down for some time until it builds back up again. That's why when you bust, you feel weak. And women are programmed to want to suck that out of you. That's why they're a succubus. These women are succubus. Look up what a succubus is. It's funny that the term even sounds like that. They want to suck you till you bust. They want to suck the life out of you. Okay. And you got, that's why you got women that say, "I'll suck the soul out of you." They not playing. They dead ass. Okay, but you shouldn't just be wanting to stick your rod in anything, man. Even if they look good. As a man in this truth, you come up. We are kings and priests, right? Or kings and priests in training, right? Well, a priest is not supposed to deal with a harlot. Not saying you can't deal with harlots, but you got to use wisdom, right? And plus, you should be wanting to build yourself up as a man. If you dealing with harlots, harlots cost money. You dealing with harlots constantly, you're gonna be broke. All right? Scripture says, a man that's given to wine and harlots basically gonna lose his wisdom. He's gonna bug out. So we have to have a form of sexual discipline. We have to control our lust. Again, I'm born and raised in Miami. This is the lust capital. And I've seen lust destroy many men. And I almost could have been destroyed, but the Lord had mercy. Right? So again, I'm speaking from experience. I'm speaking from what I've seen and experienced. But you should not be in the spirit of wanting to sleep with everything. You gotta have standards, brothers. That's the point. You gotta have standards. Just cause she look good, and honestly, a lot of times brothers think a woman look good, they don't even fucking look good. I'm just a lot of hey, I see a lot of Jake talk about certain women dealing with certain men, and to me they're not even fuckable. I'ma just keep it G. The majority of women you meet and entertain on a daily basis really shouldn't even be fuckable to you. These women don't have no standards for their damn self. be all out of shape, stink, no hygiene, bad attitude, even if they look good on the outside. The attitude, the scriptures say what? An evil woman, her countenance changed as sackcloth. Or the scriptures say, as a jewel in the mouth of a pig, in the mouth of a swine, so is a fair woman that is without discretion. So a woman could be fair or good looking, but if she ain't got no class, she ain't got no etiquette, that shit makes her look ugly. That should be a turn off, immediate turn off. Okay, so the majority of women you shouldn't even entertain. And I understand it's hard, especially you're a young man. You wanna, you have hormones going on, but you gotta check that shit. Pray for discipline. Pray for control. Okay. 17. You should reserve it for yourselves. That's what you think. That's going into semen retention. Okay, I ain't saying you gotta be a monk. You ain't gotta do monk mode for the rest of, till your hour shot come back, right? But you gotta, brothers should practice a form of semen retention. You should not be busting nuts every single day, especially when we already polluted all the goddamn microplastics in the water, in the air, right? And none of our testosterone on a level where it should be. We all got low testosterone, even when you're doing everything right. It could be a little higher, but ain't nothing compared to our forefathers. So you ain't even in the nowhere near the right health to be just busting every day. You gotta take time to replenish. And again, the vast majority of these women ain't even worth it. Especially, Jake going raw, you getting these hoes pregnant. You put in your most precious, most valuable thing, which is your seed, that comes from your own body, and you putting it in the most dangerous place. The most dangerous place for your seed is the womb is Keisha's womb. The most dangerous place. The numbers don't lie. More so-called black people are killed before they're even born in the womb of the black woman. And you dealing with a lot of these women, they have multiple abortions, multiple child sacrifices under their belt to Moloch. They're walking graveyards, and you gonna come right behind and drop your seed in it? You crazy. You out of your mind. Okay? And again, it's easier said than done, but it has to be done. It's a must. Okay? You should reserve it for yourselves. Never share it with strangers. Let your wife be a fountain of blessing for you. Rejoice in the wife of your youth. Again, sometimes you may, and in the ancient times, and even certain cultures today, it's rare to find a man without a wife. But we live in a society where, first of all, these women ain't trying to be wives. They weren't raised to be wives. So a lot of the time, we as men, we were just by ourselves, and that's cool. You gotta learn to be comfortable by yourself. A lot of young Jake nowadays, just gotta have some type of companionship. Well, if you really feel that need a companion outside of the brotherhood and whatnot, get a dog. I'm dead ass serious. Get a puppy. Okay, they will love you and be loyal to you. Okay, scripture says, shameless woman shall be counted as a dog any damn way. At least you might as well get you a real dog. Okay. 19. Speed it up. She is a loving deer, a graceful doe. Let her breast satisfy you always. May you always be captivated by her love. And that's ultimately going into the scriptures, right? Why be captivated, my son, by an immoral woman, or fondle the breast of a promiscuous woman? Right, these women are really filthy. Low key, well, high key, really. Okay, Salakia. For the Lord sees clearly what a man does, examining every path he takes. So don't ever think that certain things are too minuscule, for the Lord's, or it's too small for the Lord to be concerned with. The Lord is concerned with everything we do. Yes, including the women we choose to make sexual partners, choose to have some form of intimacy with. That definitely goes into being a judge. If you can't judge what woman is worth your time, that's going into being a reprobate. Okay? An evil man is held captive by his own sins. They are ropes that catch and hold him. Right, so if you don't have any dick discipline, you're going to be destroyed. Okay? He will die for lack of self-control. He will be lost because of his great foolishness. So again, sexual discipline is a must. Protect your seed, control your lust. And that's pretty much it. With that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Basham Yahushai. Until the next one, Shalom.